fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today, taking a look at a new battle pass, a mini battle pass. That's a little weird, almost as weird as when there's no background for my Isogen miner. Why? What is this? Are we in the expanse for Voyager right now? Thanks for the graphics there, Scopely. Anyway, moving out of that, let's take a look at and talk about if there's value in this new Officer Flash Pass, which, as the name would indicate, is a temporary, intermediary, just in the middle of nowhere battle pass you weren't expecting, but provides another way to source hard officers. And what I mean by that is exactly as the name is. You see it. They're on the picture. See it? You don't see me, but you see it, right? Okay, so goofiness aside, right here, Harrison, Jaylah, and then for whatever reason, Lursa. If you look, Scopely, if you got to throw in an uncommon, why not Badgie? One, we love Badgie more. Two, Badgie's actually useful. And three, why not Badgie? I love Badgie. But Harrison and then Jaylah. Now, this battle pass, even though it's only a week, is $10. So it's half the price for a third of the amount of time. That means a third of the rewards. The big difference here is officer sourcing. So let's talk positives and negatives. The positive is, if you spend $10 to unlock this battle pass, you will unlock Harrison. Now, how do I know you'll unlock Harrison? You're like, Rev, well, this isn't 38 shards. You sly foxes, you got me. So in the game, there are two missions that pay out 13 total Harrison shards. The first one is the very one at the top, and the second one there, uncaged. So you'll get 13 shards through missions. Thus, you need 25 Harrison shards to unlock him completely as a free-to-play player, as any player. But how do you do it for free, or how do you do it the cheapest way possible? So it means everybody should have 13 by the end of the mid-teens, whether you're level 18, 19, etc. after you finish these missions. And then you're sitting there going, well, how do I ever get any more? Now, we did run a Harrison auction before, which auctions are loved or hated, and mostly hated. You can let me know what you think in the comment section. But you see at the very top, we get 8, and then down here at the bottom, adding in a little bit more in terms of 21. So you get 29, you're still short, but it's enough to complete and unlock if you haven't before. Now, if you just had the 13, you get 8, which brings you to 21, means you're going to have 14 that you're still, 17 that you're still missing for Harrison. Now, real quick, put Harrison on the screen. Now, I'm focusing on Harrison just because he's basically the most popular. I mean, he's a big card that many people are wanting and are always asking about. You see right there is the stats of what he can provide for you. As a captain, it's kind of meh. We don't use him very often. You use him in disco PvP, and you use him in base defense or base rating. Secondary ability is the reason why. Sabotage. 60% of shield transfer negated up to 100% when max. Now, many of you would use Pike Monroe Harrison on base defense to get that 100% bypass, but eventually you can rank him up, and he does that naturally. So there's the value for him. Now with Jaylah, I'm a little hit or miss on. Free path gives you 3 Jaylah, and then you end up getting some more in the regular path. Jaylah sourcing is incredibly difficult, but she's extremely good for grinding with your Franklin A and higher. So if you're hitting like level 37, 41, 43, etc. Swarm hostiles, I even use it with my Strange New World crew. I'll use Strange New World Pike, Strange New World Spock, and Jaylah as my primary swarm grinding crew, because there's value in Jaylah if you can procure her. The free run at the top also includes Ultra Recruit tokens. You go down to the different paths, 50 rare Armada directives. I feel like that's really low. Some premium tokens, and then 1,700 Syndicate XP, which I actually like the Syndicate XP in here. The big question comes down to, at the bottom, is this worth $10? And that's what you really have to answer, because you get more Syndicate XP. You're going to get a full run of rare Armada directives. You get 1. And that's about it, and officer shards. Is that worth it? To me, value-wise, it is. An example I can give is if you go into your pay store and you wanted to buy Harrison, if he was presented, it would cost you $50. It used to be $100, now it's $50. You go through all these different packs. We talk about packs being too expensive. It is nice to have a $10 option, even if it's for a 1 week. If you spend $10, you are now guaranteed, as any player, to have unlocked John Harrison. While he is a very niche officer, he is still useful in certain ways. So, yes, that does have value. Now, there's arguments to that where this mini battle pass is not giving out the uncommons and the tritanium and the dilithium, and the commons, and the faction credits, etc. That's still true. The other aspect of this is, and I talked about this with DJ and some of the other content creators, was this also is usually the week that we're taking a break. Now, as I was discussing this with the dev team, their idea is, and this is another testing phase thing, they've been planning this, but it's a test, was when we have these breaks, like there's a 2-week break between this arc, next arc, what do we do to help fill in that space? One of the ideas is running these mini battle passes where hopefully if the events are something like hostile hunts, something that we do every day for our dailies, and we're not having to do like a scramble communication or an armada event, if we're just doing regular stuff like this that flows into our dailies and we're just getting extra stuff, that's cool. But it does depend on the event types. If it's all hostile hunts for the week and normal mining runs, I'm okay with that. But if it starts getting some of these complicated ones, like if we have an away team one here, I'm gonna have a problem. You know, if we have an armada one, I'm gonna have a problem. And there are a lot of positives to mix in with my unsureties. And one of the positives is, take a look at this. At the top here, 7 days, you get another set of broken desealing rods, 2 3 of 11 shards, and a special frame. Purple frame, actually kind of cool. I like the purple frame. Only got to do 7 days. So that sounds fine, right? Just complete the short mini battle pass. You get more latinum and more shards and a set of broken desealing rods. I do want to point out though, that if the idea is to only run this every time we have like a 2-week break, the 360 desealing rods does not really move the needle. You're not actually getting any more treasuries in a single year than you would if this ran between every arc. That's just kind of me speaking out loud about where are you going to take this? What's the long-term vision? Where is this going? If you agree, let me know. Like, smash, whatever. I'm unsure, but at the same time, there's obvious value immediately. The obvious value is if all you do is do your dailies every day, which generally battle pass events are completable by just doing dailies, you're getting free officer shards. You don't have to do anything extra. And if you're willing to spend $10, you're getting a rare officer unlocked that normally would cost you 50. So everything points to there being value, but I keep coming back to the main point of time. And the extra time, is there any? Like, do I have to put in forth more effort? Because when battle passes here during the month, we put forth more effort. For whatever reason, sometimes the battle pass events do coincide with things like dailies, but other times they do not. In general, we're more active during battle pass weeks than we are the empty week or the lull week or the crucible of war, the downtime, whatever we want to call them, the buffer time, as they would say in lower decks, whatever we want to refer to it as. Typically, these are times we are more relaxed from the game. If this stays something like this, I'm happy with it. If it becomes a little bit more convoluted, I don't like the idea of the flash pass. Right now, I actually do. Seeing it from day one, I see it as a good positive to the players. It seems like it has tremendous value as long as it doesn't add extra layers to what I already tend to do, because sometimes you need a step back from the game. Between battle passes is a great time for that. This is also the time that I would prefer incursions to be, where if we want to participate, we can. But at the same time, I don't want to force more eyeball time at all times. So just to reiterate, as it stands right now, I actually like the idea. I do think that value-wise, whether you're free or spender, it's pretty good, and go for it. I just really hesitate because I don't know what the entire week of events look like. As long as there's no away teams or armadas in my hostile hunts, or I'm sorry, in my battle pass events, I'm going to be like, yo, good job, Scopely. It's a nice little way to source a couple more officers. I would like to nitpick on Lursa again. Why Lursa? And then also, this doesn't count as good Jaylah sourcing, everybody. This is just, we need a lot more Jaylah. The current Jaylah sourcing meta, by the way, if you are unaware, is armadas, specifically swarmadas. If you go out and launch swarmadas, that is how you have a chance as only the leader, if you came in here and launched one of these armadas, you have about a 10% chance, here's one, about 10% chance of getting Jaylah shards to drop. Value-wise, that's not very good, and they take regular armadas. Here, what's the warp range? I've got to be there to be able to launch. I'm sorry, I forgot the timers on these are a lot shorter. So that's the whole idea behind this mini phase, this officer phase of Battle Pass, this flash style pass. It's shorter, designed to give you some sourcing for officers, and then of course there's a $100 pack. I don't like this one. The $10 pack I like. But for $10, getting an officer guaranteed, that's good if you're wanting that officer. The $100 one, no. No, I'm sorry. I don't see any value in that. This seems less valuable than most other runs of this. And again, Lursa. Still don't get a full lock of Jaylah. Now, if it had a full thing of Jaylah here, I'd jump on it. Like white on rice, but it doesn't. I want to know what you think about it, though. And as always, we encourage you to give your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, good news that I've got my meeting with the dev team and community manager, Eco, with full presentation ready for your responses on incursions. Announced that in my Discord. I'm excited about that. We'll see where it goes. Do want to strongly remind you that do not expect the next run of incursion, which is very soon, maybe even next week, the next run of incursions to have any changes. It's probably gonna be the same until we can get this feedback in. So just stay patient with me. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for those Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next video. Thanks for always supporting me and my family. And let me know what you think about this Flash Pass Battle Pass. Comment section down below. Next time.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.